Sri Lalita Sahasranama, 334. Visvadeka, who transcends the universe. Veda Vedya, who's known through the scriptures. Vindhyachala Nivasini, who resides in the Vindhya Mountains. Vidatri, who creates and sustains the universe. Veda Janani, who is the mother of the scriptures. Vishnu Maya, who is the one who covers the universe. Vilasini, who's playful. Kshetra Svarupa, whose field is known through matter. Kshetrasi, who is paired with the platform of matter. Kshetra, Kshetrajna, Palani, the field, the knower of the field, and the protector of the field. Of the field, parentheses, right? Kshaya Vardevinirmukta, who is free from growth and decay. Kshetra Pala Samarchita, who's worshipped by the field of keepers. Vijaya, who's ever victorious. Vimala, without a trace of impurity. Vandya, who's adorable. Vandarujana Vatsala, who's full of motherly love for the worshipped. Islam also speaks of that motherly love, that deity loves us like 40 mothers. You know, but a specific example was given, but, you know, we're not putting gender on deity in that tradition. But, of course, we've already pointed out in the Sri Lalita Sahasranama that it goes beyond gender and other aspects of form. Vagvadini, who speaks. Vamakasi, with beautiful hair. Or you could say the controller of people. Vatnimandala Vasini, who resides in the disk of fire. Vakumatkalpalatika, who is the Kalpa creeper through her devotees. Pasupasa Vimochani, who releases the bound up ignorant ones. Samhartasasha Pashanda, who destroys the heresy. Sadachara Pravartika, who's immersed in the rightful conduct. Tapatrayagne Santapta Samahladana Chandrika, who's the moonlight that joys those burned by the triple misery. Paruni, who's ever young. Tapasaradya, who's worshipped by ascetics. Tanumadya, slender-waisted. Tamopaha, who removes the ignorance, born of darkness. Chit, pure intelligence. Tatpada Lakshyartha, who embodies the truth. That whose placement is the truth. Chidakarasa Rupeni, who purely knows the nature and causes knowledge. Svadamanandalvi Bhuta Brahmadyananda Santatih, who makes the bliss of the absolute what makes the bliss absolute and others insignificant compared to her bliss. Para, transcending. Pratyak Chitti Rupa, the nature of unmanifested consciousness, or of unmanifested knowledge. Pasyanti, the second level of sound. Okay, so the nature of sound. Paradevata, who is supreme over the shining ones. God of angels, as we might call it. Madhyama, who stays in the middle. Vaikari Rupa, who is in the manifested sound. Bhakta Manasa Hamsika, who's as a swan in the mind of the devotees. Kamesvara Prananadi, who is the life of Kamesvara. So we're referring to the pairs. So this is the female side of the pair that we're referring to. Kartajna, who knows the actions as they occur. Kama Pujita, who's worshipped by desire itself. Sringara Rasa Sampurna, who's filled with love's essence. Jaya, always and forever victorious. Jalandhara Sathita, who resides in the throat region. Udyana Pitha Nilaya, whose abode is the eyebrow chakra. Bindu Mandala Vasini, who resides in the top of the crown. Rahu Yaga Kramaradya is worshipped through the sacrificial rites. Rahas Tarpanna Tarpita, who's gratified by secret worship. Sadhya Prasadani, who immediately bestows grace. Visvasakshani, who is witness to the whole universe. Sakshevarjita, who has no other witness. Sharangadevata Yukta, who's accompanied by the 6 parts. Shadgunya Pare Purita, who's endowed with the 6 good qualities. Nitya Klina, who's ever compassionate. And what is this, the 3rd night of the waxing moon is what that's referred to. Peacemaking, war, marching, staying in the camp, dividing the enemy's forces, and seeking refuge are the good qualities in one sense. Nirupama, incomparable. Nirvana Sukadayani, who's without the body. And that's how the liberation is conferred. Well, okay, well, that's the conferring of the bliss. The place of bliss is in that conferral. Nitya Shodasika Rupa, who's in the form of the 16 daily deities. So is Kamasvari, Bhaga Malini, Nitya Klina, Berunda, Vahnivasini, Mahavajrasvari, Sivaduti, Tavarita, Kula Sundari, Nitya, Nilapatakini, Vijaya, Sarvamangala, Javalamalini, and Chitra. Is that much the same as fire, fire, water, fire, air, fire, earth of fire, fire of water, water of water, air of water, earth of water, fire of air, water of air of air, earth of air, fire of earth, water of earth, air of earth, earth of earth, are housed, divided. 392. Sri Kandharda Sarirani, who possesses half of the body of destruction, who's in the form of the half female, half male. Okay, so we have this androgyne sort of idea. But then again, deities beyond being both and beyond form, as we have seen. So what does this mean? Prabhavati, effulgent. Prabharupa, whose forms are effulgent. Prasiddha, celebrated. Paramesvari, supremely sovereign. Mula prakrite, the first cause. Avyakta, unmanifested. Vyakta svarupeni, known by the manifested and unmanifested forms. Vyapeni, all-pervading. Vividakara, who has a multitude of forms. Vidya svarupeni, who's known through the knowledge of knowledge and the ignorance. Mahakamesanayana Kumudahlada Kaumudi, is as the moonlight that gladdens the water lilies of the eyes. So the October-November month, I guess you would consider the month that I'm recording this the October month. No, I guess it is the October-November month, because I think November is going to be the month where we have the next lunar month start. So the meaningless worldly pleasure is led by the one that leads to the supreme bliss, and there we find light. Bhakta Harda Tamo Beda Banumad Banu Santate, whose sunbeam dispels the darkness from the heart of the devotee. Seva Duti, messenger of auspiciousness, or whose messengers are auspicious. You may have remembered me talking before about the Vishnu Dutas and the Yama Dutas, basically the angels with the different causes. Sevaradya, who's worshipped by even auspiciousness itself. Sevamurte, the entity that does the judgment, that is the one who's manifests, deity here. Sivankari, who binds prosperity. Or confers it. Seva Priya, who's most beloved by auspiciousness. Seva Para, who's totally upon auspiciousness. Sishtashta, who's chosen by the righteous and loves the righteous. Sishta Pujita, who's always worshipped by the righteous. Aprameya, who's beyond what can be experienced by the senses. Svaprakasa, who's self-luminous. In Arabic, they would use an-nur as the term. Manovachammangochara, who's beyond mind and speech. Chit Sakte, whose power is consciousness. Chaitanya Rupa, who has the pure consciousness forms. Certainly the entities incarnate in certain forms are, limited by the terms of those incarnations to the point where they don't fully know themselves. Jada Sakte, who's self-transforming as a power of creation. Jadatmika, whose is the inanimate world. Gayatri, the 24-syllable mantra. Of course, the most known is the one titled by that. Om Bhuvasavah Tat Savaturvananyam Bhargo Devasya Dimahe Deyo Yonah Prachodayat. And most people just say Om to continue that. (421) Vyarate, whose nature is utterance and presiding over utterances. And to give another example, we have Ombu, Ombuhu, Ombuva, Ombuvaha, Omsuva, Omsubaha, Ommaha, Ommahaha, Omjana, Omjanaha, Omtapa, Omtapaha, Satyam. Representing these 7 worlds. And one of my recent scrying sessions, it was like there was the 7 stages represented as a sequence. 422. Sandhya, whose is twilight. Dvija Vrnda Nishavita, worship by the twice-born. So those who are initiated are, more than just physically initiated, and of course the spiritual beings. Tattvasanna, that is you as its seat. And people think of the cosmic elements. Tat, that. Whatever supreme thing you can think of, Tvam, thou. And 4 statements that people refer to. Prajnanam Brahma, consciousness is absolute. Tat Tvam Ase, that thou art. Ayam Atma Brahma, the self is absolute. Aham Brahmasmi, I am absolute. Now, you can say mantras like this and think of yourself, like some people do. But you can also just think of it as scriptural quotes, and then you don't run into certain issues, right? 427. Agi, dear one. Pancha Kosantara Sateta, residing in the 5 sheaths. And so we have the food sheath, Annamaya, the vital air sheath, Pranamaya, the mental sheath, Manomaya, the intellectual sheath, Vijnanamaya, and the bliss sheath, Anandamaya Kosas, and some people think of these things as going out, others think of it as going in. 429. Nehsima Mahima, whose glory is limitless. Nitya Yauvana, ever youthful. Madasalini, in a state of bliss to the point where it's interpreted as intoxication or drunkenness. But then again, you can have these states soberly. Madangurnita Raktakshi, whose eyes move with rapture and inward looking, reddened even. Madapatala Ganda Buh, whose cheeks are rosy with the rapture. Chandana Drava Digdangi, whose body is marked with sandalwood paste. Basically, with these clay marks and sandalwood and stuff like this, you're announcing that I belong to deity in some way of saying that, right? Champeya Kusuma Preya, who's fond of the champaka flowers. Okay, so it's not blemished by the contact with the bees. Well, yeah, some bees can kind of cause a flower to go bad quicker. But then again, they pollinate the things and allow things to produce. So, Kusala, who's skillful. Komalakara, graceful in form. Kurukula, who is the energy. And the idea behind this name relates to being in charge of the vehicles of the nectar of energy. So like there's an essence that's in charge of the qualities, or you could say, you know, this is who is in charge of the essence, which is, this is the essence, and then there's the quality in the forms. So the forms may be what we experience. 439. Kulasvari, who's ruler of the knower, known, and knowledge. Kula Kundalaya, who resides as the point in the center of the pericarp in the lotus. Kaula Marga Tatpara Savita, who's worshipped by those devoted to that tradition of family. So there's the scripture path, there's the weaving path, and then there is the family path. Okay. Kumara Gananathamba, who's the mother of Kumara and Gananatha. So beyond the egotism, beyond the original people, beyond the aggregate of the passions, but of course brings them about because there's, obviously a reason for them. Tushte, ever content. Pushte, who nourishes. Mate, who manifests as intelligence. Well, who measures, or who gives the measurement. Drte, who is fortitude.